Welcome to The Blissful Life, a podcast where we awaken the wisdom of self and explore the lessons, the rituals, and the pathways to inner bliss. I'm your host, Regina Lawless, former corporate executive turned author and spiritual teacher. And I'm on a mission, y'all, to help people connect to and express their divine self so they can make their unique impact on the world. If you've been feeling like there is more to life than the hustle and grind, then you found your tribe. It's time to breathe and relax into the blissful life.
Welcome back to The Blissful Life. I am so excited as part of this ToPs series that I've been doing with the fabulous ladies of the Theater of Public Speaking. I have with me Marit Burmood. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm excited. It's been such fun to have conversations with each of you. Several of you are tax professionals.
Yeah.
So you also are a CPA as well as an EA, which I just learned is enrolled agent, as well as you own a tax advisory firm. And you do some holistic business coaching, I understand.
Yes.
Amazing. How does all of that fit together?
So, oh man, where do we even start? I am what you would say, not your normal CPA, which actually there are other people who say that, but I'm a little bit different. I'm very outgoing. You know, my social media handle is the Extroverted Accountant. And I kind of never did fit into that box. So I got my degree because I wanted to own a business.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, I know nothing about the financial part of running a business. So no one's going to give me a loan. I'm going to burn it to the ground. And so I went to school and got my degree in accounting, just so that I could own a business, which
is impressive.
Between you and me, it was going to be a music venue.
Ooh.
We were going to have concerts. So,
okay, this is a whole other conversation, Marit. I love music. So
yeah, I love music and I love people and I'm outgoing. And so I got this degree, but over time, I was asked to prepare taxes on the side.
Okay.
And then I learned that taxes are actually a real thorn in a business owner's side, from payroll taxes to filing their taxes to estimates. So I thought, okay, well, now I need to learn about taxes because it's going to take me down in my entrepreneurial journey. Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of the listeners can relate to that one. And so that was kind of where it all started. And I got heavily into taxes. I started helping other business owners. And then I realized one day, I have my business. I have my business that I always wanted, but it's not exactly how it looked. And I was also getting tired, so I didn't really want to stay up so late at night anymore and do concerts.
Right.
I became a mother. Yeah, I had some kids. But I did realize that my business is helping other business owners. And then not only with taxes, but I really help them with everything. There's a lot of mindset that goes into business. It's lonely. It's hard. There's a lot of struggle. You know, I'll have clients where I'm the only one that they can talk to about everything they have going on. And so it's become a holistic experience when you work with me. And then, of course, I'm always making sure that the financial side is on point.
Oh, I love it. What a fun journey. Like how that it just seemed to let it unfold it naturally.
It did.
Yeah. That's the best way to.
Taxes, if you meet other tax people, a lot of them will say, I didn't choose tax chose me. Like it's got this sneaky way of pulling people in, and before you know it, you're doing taxes. And you're like, how did that happen?
Okay, well, taxes don't choose me. I'm not mathematically inclined.
Right. That's true. You don't like to read the code and follow.
Yeah, no. Okay, this is great. So Extroverted Accountant online, that's your handle. I see why. I love that. You, in addition to running your business and doing this holistic business coaching, you're also a speaker.
Yes.
So what was that journey like? When did you decide to add that to your repertoire?
Let's see. So speaking for me was something that I didn't know was an option
Mhm.
in my industry.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there aren't a lot of people out there doing it. And then I went to a conference and I saw someone who was less credentialed than me teaching a class. And I thought, why am I not up there?
That's usually the case
That
too.
could be me, you know? And
That could be me that I think
Yeah.
inspires a lot of us.
yeah. And I have just enough emotional intelligence to I picked up on that thought and I thought, something's wrong here. If I'm having this reaction watching this person,
Yeah.
maybe it's something I need to look into more. So I was on tax Twitter.
So this is a thing.
This is the
Okay.
thing, tax
Okay.
Twitter.
Okay, good to
Yeah,
know.
everyone, they're learning so many new things today. And I saw an amazing CPA. I got to give her a shout out right now. Her name's Nicole Davis.
Okay.
And she was out there on tax Twitter. She was speaking it up. She was killing it. She was keynoting. She was teaching. She had tours. And I thought, what is this?
Yes.
Like,
This is a thing?
this is a thing?
Oh
Yeah.
my-
And so I messaged her. I was actually telling the girls the other night. I messaged her on Twitter and I said, can I just ask? I know you're busy, but like, what is happening? Like, how did you get here? And she told me about the theater of public speaking.
Mm.
She told me to go shine, have all the audacity to apply for engagements.
All of it.
And I've been off to the races ever since. And I don't know if she even remembers that conversation because it was in 2023. So Nicole, if you ever see this, thank you.
Thanks, girl. Because like, look at the
You
fruits.
Without her, I wouldn't have even known it was a thing. So
Isn't it beautiful how the universe works? Like Misty, who is a friend of mine, we had a similar encounter. Like I was trying to leave corporate and didn't know where to start and thought I could be an entrepreneur. And we used to see each other walking our dogs. As we were neighbors or lived in the same neighborhood. And similarly, I was like, can I take you for coffee? Like,
Yeah.
what? Do you have your own business?
show me your ways.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Take me on as a student.
Yeah.
And so I love that when we start to express. So for you, it sounds like you had already had that desire.
Mhm.
You picked up on like the wish, the dream from seeing other people.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you expressed that or even admitted it to yourself, then the things started to fall into place.
You're so right.
Oh, I love stories like
That's
that.
what happened.
That's
It was a little
amazing.
thread of my passion.
Mm.
And now here we are.
And here you are with the audacity.
I had all the audacity to try.
Oh my goodness. So you, in terms of your topic, tell us, what is it that you're passionate about sharing with the audience?
So my topic that I spoke on today and something that I'm super passionate within my business is it's really getting down to that mindset. And I didn't cover it all in the speech today, but there's a lot that goes into mindset. And I think it applies to everybody, whether you have a W-2 job, you're in corporate America, whether you own your own business or not. We all have passions. We all have dreams, but we talk ourselves out of following that thread before we even get there.
All the time.
In that case with Nicole Davis, I could have easily seen her, wished for it, and then not done anything else about it because I thought I can't ever be her. Like,
You could have been
there's no
totally
way.
intimidated.
Yeah. And let my negative thoughts talk me out of it before I even started. So actually, my talk today is about how your thoughts can create your reality. And I kind of run through that on a foundational level because if you don't change your thinking, you're never even going to get to that point where you take that action, where you reach out and say, hey, I wanted to send you this message. How did you do that? And then before I know it, now here I am sitting with you. It is wild. It's insane. It's so powerful. And so I want to get that message across.
Oh, the world needs it because I'm convinced, I don't know if other people feel this, but I'm convinced the world is so crazy because people are bored. People,
Idle hands.
they're idle
Yeah.
hands. What is the devil's workshop, they say?
That's what they say.
So I feel that's part of the problem. Like people are out of their lane, they're out of their element, they're not doing what they love. Because I fundamentally believe if people do what they love, what brings them joy, then you can't help but be outwardly joyful and just a nice functioning human. But so I love that you're giving people not only the permission through your example, but it sounds like you're giving them steps or like tangible things that they can
Yes.
do to change their mindset.
Yes, I actually do. I have a full entire exercise as well as a blueprint. I've been calling it the blueprint to bloom that will help you bloom, root into where you want to be and bloom into what you've always wanted for your life.
I love a good name too. So the blueprint to bloom.
It's in progress. So if someone's already trademarked it and not,
no,
working on
it. We're going to claim that for you. And you're wearing a beautiful dress.
Yes.
Like for those watching the podcast, you get your beautiful floral dress.
It was the theme. Yeah, we're blooming. We have the bloom blueprint.
I love it. It's not lost on me.
Yeah, I know you got it.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so that makes sense then, that topic and why it's important to you, because it's your lived experience. Like it's your own story.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Have you gotten any feedback so far, or people around you? I'm sure they're intrigued or inspired by you.
I definitely have. I've had people come tell me that they want a copy of my blueprint and that they want to start taking the steps. I had someone come up after the last time I presented it and say, "You've really got my mind going. I'm really starting to rethink everything that's going on." Because, it's kind of interesting that I'm speaking about this now, because there's a famous author. He's really hot right now. He just did a podcast with like Mel Robbins, and he's all over the place talking about it. His name is Ethan Kross, and he has a book called Chatter, The Voices in Our Head and Why They Matter. And so I read that as I was preparing for my speech. And so I pulled one of his quotes where he says that our mind, we have self-talk going at 4,000 words per minute. I found another study by someone else that said 80% of those thoughts are negative and 95% are repetitive.
Oh, I believe
so
that.
80% of these 4,000 words per minute of, voices in our head are negative all the time. And so it's super easy to never take any steps towards our dreams.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying burn it all down to the ground and, go out and be like, put in your resignation letter tomorrow. But like you said, following that thread of your desire, just taking those little steps towards pushing yourself on those creative challenges, it can get you to where you've always wanted to be. I mean, I'm here.
There you go. Oh my gosh.
And maybe I will open that venue one day. I got a lot of time left.
You have a lot of time left and a lot of passion.
Hire someone else to be there late at night.
That's it. Exactly.
That's the answer.
I love it. Oh, that's even funny too. I'm a mom too. So I know by the time I made like 30 and had kids, I was like, what? Like 9 o'clock. I'm like,
go to bed.
So, oh my goodness, I'm inspired by hearing your story and just how practical it is, because you're right. I think we talk ourselves out of so many things. I've heard it described as like the monkey mind, which I like because it does feel like it gives you that imagery of like so much is like out of control, repetitive.
I call it the puppy mind too. It's like a little puppy and you're like, come back. Come back.
Oh my God. Yeah. Squirrel. Like the mom.
Yeah.
I have a dog. He's no longer a puppy, but he still looks like one. So yeah, he is easily distracted by whatever he hears miles away.
She's like 30 socks.
Exactly.
Joy, dinner.
So I like the puppy mind better. That's cuter. Yeah. And I resonate with that because it took a lot for me to get out of my puppy mind to leave corporate and start my own business. And even starting this podcast, I was just like, you get in your head of like, who's going to listen and who, like, how do I do it and all the things. And I just finally got to a point of like, because I want to do it, I'm just going to give it a try and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. And it would have been helpful maybe at that point to do my Roots to Rise exercise well, that's the first step, is that Roots to Rise exercise where you've got those thoughts. I want to start the podcast, but who's going to listen? Write that down. What do I want? Well, I want to start a podcast, and I'm going to say it out loud. I want to get to 1 million listeners.
Yes.
Actually, I want to make $400,000 per month off sponsored ads. And this is what I want. And these are things
you hear her, universe sponsors out there.
So all these things that you're not going to you never tell any. You wouldn't tell your friends or your family. They'd look at you like you're nuts.
Yeah.
And then as you're writing, I want to get to 1 million listeners per month. So no one's going to want to listen to you. There aren't even 1 million people that care that much about your topic. Okay, well, you would write that down. And then you would look at two of them and you'd say, okay, well, how can I change this negative thought into getting closer to this one to keep it realistic? Well,
Yeah.
there are hundreds of millions of people out there who have access to, podcasts. And eventually I could actually get to 1 million listeners a month. I could have someone on my podcast that pulls them all in, and all of a sudden it's over the top. So we're reframing, we're pulling out the negative. I kind of likened it in my talk to your mind is like a garden.
Yes.
So we're planting these seeds all the time. And then I had all these negative seeds, just negative weeds everywhere.
I was going to say, sounds like weeds.
Weeds.
Yeah.
We're not tending to it. We've let it get completely out of control. No one even knows it's happening half the time. I didn't.
Yes.
So now I'm going in there. I'm saying, nope, you're out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, but I want to plant something I can get my belief behind so that it doesn't just crop right back up. So I'm going to find a better rewrite. It might not be the perfect, but it gets me closer. And then guess what? Something happens and you're like, oh, that actually did happen.
It's growing.
We've got an extra rewrite now. And then before we know it, we've got 1 million listeners a month.
I'm telling, Marit might do it.
That just happened.
Exactly. You might be the catalyst
Come
here.
back to this episode.
Yes, because where she put it out, where we
He'll be like, is she a psychic too? A little bit.
There we go. There we put it all out there. I love this. And so practical. I love the root to rise, such powerful imagery and metaphor for like the garden. Wonderful. So you got a lot to share with people. You just gave just a master class here in the last few minutes. What is one thing that if you had to leave a lasting imprint or a seed, to borrow your metaphor, if you had to leave a seed for the audience listening, what would that be?
I think I would love for you all to find me online, start coming to my classes, take my courses, start working on this in your own life. But you might think that you don't need it. You might think that you already know what you want. I was talking to someone the other day who was saying, they were in their W-2 job and they're like, I'm just kind of bored. I get paid a lot, but I'm just bored. And I said, okay, well, what do you want? Well, I know what I want. I mean, that's not the issue. I know okay, what is it?
Yeah. Crickets.
No, well, I mean, I have all my ideas. I know what I want to retire and I want this. And I said, have you written it down? Well, no, I haven't written it down. And I'm like, well, we'll do that. And she didn't, right? She was like, shove it. I'm not doing that. So for any of the listeners who want to get serious about it, or I would just challenge you when you have some time to let yourself dream. I think dreaming gets a bad rap these days. I think everyone's like, be practical. And that, we got to work hard to pay the bills. One of my very first dreams was, I don't want to work that hard and I want to make a lot of money.
Because you were smart.
Well, and you think that's impossible. Instantly, I was like, that's impossible. But I wrote it down. What is my dream? Well, I want to do something I'm passionate about. I want to make sure I have a lot of time with my kids.
Yes.
But I also want to have the money that we can travel on, that we can go do things. And I'm still working on that. I'm not to my 1 million listeners a month yet in my own way.
Right.
But I am so much closer than I ever thought I would be. And I'm having so much more fun than just being trapped inside my scared, safe little box where I don't allow myself to dream. So dream. If anything, just let yourself dream. Put it out there. Like, what would your life be like if it was your perfect dream day? Because you can't get to where you want to be if you don't even know where that is.
That's so true. I wholeheartedly co-sign, agree with everything you just said, specifically around dreaming. And that's something that when I work with people, I dabble in a little bit of career coaching. And now I'm going deeper into helping people really align with their soul and their heart's desires. But what I try to have people do, I call it dreamscaping, because you're right. When you have people sit back, and I had a client like this where I asked her to really think through, like, what would that day be like? Walk me, had her actually write out, journal, what would be this perfect day in her mind? How would she feel? What would she be doing? And there's something powerful about having that in your mind's eye and feeling the vibration of what that feels like. Dreaming does get a bad rap. to me, everything starts with a dream. And if we can remember our dreams as a kid, I think that's it. That what you dreamed of as a kid, there's a seed of that. It doesn't have to be the exact thing, but there's a seed there, going back to your gardening metaphor.
Right.
There's a seed there of something that you're meant to do in this life. So
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And I always wanted to be an actress as a kid. And then as I got older, I was like, oh, no, I was in a couple plays. And when I found speaking, we can circle it back and end on that. And I saw Nicole Davis. It was a different kind of acting that I didn't know was available to me. And it was something as a child I loved. And then I saw it as a 40-year-old woman. And I thought, like, oh, what?
I can do that.
So, yeah.
Oh, I love this. You have just been a delight. Thank you so
too.
much. Thank you. Love you sharing your wisdom and your story. I will be sure to add some links in the show notes for how people can connect with you, get your coaching, get the Root to Rise formula, the blueprint to
It's not
bloom.
trademarked yet. It's a working title.
But we want people to bloom. And
We do.
through you and
We
the
do.
work that you're doing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Yes. Mm. Ah, bye, y'all.
Bye.